Still nothing. All right, cool. There it is.
I don't know how many of those you heard, but I know they heard all of them. So
Yep.
welcome back.
Welcome back
to your weekly TIFU digest.
Digest.
Hello. Hello. Hello.
Hello. What?
Whoa. Imagine you just say that.
There's just
that's the response you get.
Yeah, there's just a ghost in here. Nice.
Yeah. We hope you all are doing well.
Yep.
We are here.
I'm tired.
Same.
Yep.
For very different reasons. You had a very great time. He got to go see a great band that he and I love, also known as Dayseeker.
Shout out.
And if you're a Dayseeker fan, drop
good.
that love in the comments. Dayseeker W's.
Yep.
I'm trying
Rory
to
wooed me.
Rory's a magical man.
Mm.
I will say, like, I love the new lineup of the band, and I love when bands evolve through time. You know, like, I mean, hell, my favorite band of all time is Breaking Benjamin, and they've gone through members completely different. But man, like, a small little story. I think I've told you about this. Like, back when they were in their initial iteration, before they like took off, I remember hanging out with them. Like, they came to play in our hometown, and my drummer calls me up and was like, at the time, he was like, "Yo, you trying to hang out with this band?" And I was like, "Yeah, absolutely. Where you at?" And he's like, "I'm at the house. Come on." And go over there. And I remember hanging out with Mike, their old drummer, Gino, Rory, Sean. Like, this is back before they had a bassist. They had the two guitarists, Mike drumming and Rory singing. And this is back when Rory was just like before he let his angelic pipes take over. And dude, it was a good time. Like, I get to hold that little nugget because, like, the last time I saw them,
that is a dope nugget.
Yeah, like the last time I saw them, like I was telling you before we started recording, was in Richmond, Virginia, back in 2019, and Rory remembered me because I went up and I was gonna go buy a T-shirt, and Rory's like, "Joe," and I was like, Rory, come here." Like, you know, like, I don't know if he'll remember me now because that man has traveled everywhere.
Yeah, and they've really blown up, and they're fucking huge. Like, they're going all over the place. Their set design this time was so cool. They had a big ass video wall. Nice. And all the bands used it too, which is dope. And then they had like all these like kind of like infinity mirror displays and stuff. So, but anyway, we're not here to podcast. We're not here to do that.
we should talk about that on the podcast.
Yeah, we'll talk about that on the podcast.
It'd be fun to talk about some old school music memories, but right now, y'all know what time it is.
TIFU time.
Well, I was gonna say into the AM.
Oh, that one too. Yeah.
oh yeah, right, yeah.
We're still new at this. All right, I already forgot.
That's right. It's time for an ad read.
Ad read.
Yes, as y'all know, if y'all been watching the episodes recently, we are now partnered with Into the AM. You can go to the link in the description or the pinned comment, intotheam.com/lousy.
Use code Lousy at checkout.
You can get you a dope hoodie like he's wearing.
Yep.
A dope graphic tee like I'm wearing. Probably hats. The underwear that he's wearing. Not specifically his, but, you know.
Or if you want mine, reach out. No, I'm just kidding.
That's a whole different website. Yeah. We'll talk
We're
about that.
We're not going to do that. Yeah, Into the AM.
Yes, absolutely. Definitely go check out that link. Sam, I you know, we don't ever talk about this. What is the one piece of merchandise you've bought from them that's your absolute favorite?
Underwear. 100%.
Easily underwear?
Easily underwear. It's the most comfortable underwear I've ever worn. And that is not like, I take my underwear seriously.
He really does, actually. Yeah.
I need support. All right. So. Jesus. Apparently you do too.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, 100% underwear.
I'm trying to think. I would say my favorite all time. I have actually like three that I would say would be my all time favorites. I love their basic tees.
Yeah.
I have like 10 basic tees. I have like 6 black ones because I wear black a lot, if you couldn't tell. I have 2 of the olive green ones. I have a gray one, and I have a purple one. and them things is comfortable.
Yep.
But my black hoodie by them, and really there's a shirt that I don't think they run anymore, and I still have it. It's in my drawer. It was the very first shirt I ever bought. It's got these dope white cross lines with the rose that comes up the middle.
Oh yeah,
they haven't really run that print. Yeah, I don't know if they still run that print, but they haven't run. At least from what I've seen, they haven't run that print in a really long time. And so it's like a piece of little memorabilia for me.
Yeah, we'll have to reach out and see if they'll run it.
Dude, if they ran a reprint of that, oh my god,
that'd be dope.
But of course, you can go check out what else they have again by clicking the link in the description or the pinned comment. What is it saying?
intotheam.com/lousy.
intotheam.com/lousy.
intotheam.com/lousy. Anyway,
we're just gonna have a whole episode of us saying that.
Yeah, it's just gonna be an hour.
Whoo, the hateful comments we would get for that.
Bro, I think I'd be saying hateful comments while we're doing it.
just under your breath.
No, loud, clear. Nothing about Into the AM, just about us being dipshits.
That's fair. That's very fair. Well, we get to be dipshits even more regardless, because it is time for your weekly TIFU digest.
Indeed.
Y'all know what it is. 4 stories keyed up. 4, 3, 2, 1. So we ended on a bang. Always good laughs with this. Always a good time. It's like we've always talked about. It's our midweek haha
reset. Yeah, it's usually nice and lighthearted. Sometimes people actually really fuck up, but it's a lot less common than people being assholes.
Yeah.
So
would agree.
Yep.
That was a good swig.
Yeah, that was a big one. Yep.
All right. I believe we checked beforehand. I start this week.
Yep. Yeah, because I started with the update last week.
I have 4. He has 3. I have 2. And he is going to send us off with number 1. But let's start with number 4.
Number 4.
Today I fucked up by bringing my girlfriend with me to clean out my storage unit. This can go in so many different directions. I've been putting off clearing out my old storage unit for a year now. I asked my girlfriend if she'd help me clean it out, and I'd take her to lunch after. I hadn't looked in some of those boxes in the years I've had them since high school, but for some reason I was confident I had thrown anything too embarrassing out years ago. Well, I was taking a box back to the car when I hear my girlfriend start cackling. I come back and she's holding up a bag of personal time reading material I had from when I was in high school and had to take trips to a family cabin with no internet for weeks at a time. I was a teenager, don't judge me too much. She's laughing so hard she was crying, and my face was burning so hot I could have cooked an egg on it. She spent lunch snickering and making fun of me, and she made sure to point out how similar many of those girls looked to her. I then had to explain that 15-year-old me would have high-fived me until his arm fell off if he knew you were who he'd get to date in 20 years. I, however, would not have trusted that hand. I know where it has been. TLDR, girlfriend helped me clean out storage unit, found Naughty Mag collection from high school, won't ever let me live this down. Hey, look. Live by the sword, die by the sword, dog.
There's not a single fuck up here. I'm not seeing one.
This man's prepared for the apocalypse, bro.
This man has a fine vintage collection of the most classy variety.
Look,
and
if you
I
think
would
about
frame it. No, I'm just kidding.
That's a business venture. If they are in mint condition, do you know how much people would pay for some of those mint mags, dude?
They're especially ones with a big centerfold. Yep. We've all found our a relative's collection before, or have had your own personal collection.
This takes me back to our first apartment.
Oh yeah.
Do we tell the story?
It's a really quick abridged version. Go ahead.
So Sam and I have mentioned many times before that we were roommates. Where I worked, a buddy of ours started working there. Where I worked, a guy started working there, became a buddy of ours very quickly, fell right into the fold. We were in our apartment and he immediately brought us a housewarming present. we thought, oh, box of beer, like, I don't know, bottle of liquor, something like that, because we were in our early 20s, and that was the usual gift.
Yeah, especially from another dude.
Yeah, no, he shows up with a box.
A big one. Like
box.
It was a big box.
Of old Korn DVDs.
Yep.
And these were...
like, no. This is full-fledged.
There was a large selection.
Yep. And God, the names of the... And wasn't it like his dad, like, owned a Korn video place, right?
Yeah, his dad owned the adult shop, and when it shut down, they moved everything into their basement.
Yep. And so he was like, please get it out of my house. But
yep.
The names on some of those were it wasn't like Safari Bushwhackers or something like that, or
Safari Twats, dog.
Safari Twats. How could I forget?
I remember. Hang on, Future Sam, play the polka music real quick, and make sure they can't hear us. I remember the scene where the dude was putting his foot on her head and shoving her head into the toilet while still banging her, dude. And we're just sitting there in the living room, just like,
yeah, we're unmuted at this point. There was a group watch session there, like, and no, nothing was out. It was purely for comedy. And
the laughs, dude.
Oh, I wish y'all could have heard what he just said, but
yeah.
Oh man, but yeah, no, this is a big W actually. Like overall, yeah, it's embarrassing, but like, yeah, you go back in time, you tell 15-year-old you that you got one of them, and don't high five them, but
yeah, fist bump.
COVID elbows.
Facts.
Yeah. But
yeah, if look, here's the facts, and this goes for the guys, the gals, the non-binary pals. If you somehow, some way have your adult fantasies, back then, and you get you a partner who like resembles your fantasy, you have knocked it out the park. Yep. Like,
call you Shohei Ohtani.
Yeah, you are. You're Freeman, dog, crushing grand slams.
Freeman. Yeah, has been killing it. Holy shit.
That is like this. You are winning. There is no fuck up here.
Yep.
Period.
Yep. No fuck up at all. Let's see if the comments agree. First one here says, sounds like she took it well. Seems like a lovely couple. Yeah, honestly.
Yeah.
Like we said, this is all just a W.
See, now what you do is you ask her, hey, you want to read them together?
Yeah. Well,
let's take a trip down memory lane.
Next comment, and there was no P response.
Oh, no shot, dude. Yeah, she definitely took it well. I haven't heard her laugh like that before. Wait. Oh, that's the next one down.
The next actual comment.
Did you at least keep the mags? She forbade me from destroying them yet.
I like the next one. Sex room wallpaper. That's funny.
That's solid. Hey, look. That's
Big
a W.
Big dub. No fuck ups here.
No fuck ups. All right. Let's move on.
Oh my God.
Oh shit. It goes on for a while, bro.
I'm glad I'm reading this after I've been screaming all day last night. So all day last night. That didn't make sense. Anyway, don't think about it too hard. Number 3 for the week. Today I fucked up by eating a bag of edibles before a flight, only to create my own I'm going to Disney World moment and convince TSA staff that I'm special needs. Just the title alone is one of the most incredible things I've ever read.
Oh no.
To those of you who might have wondered if it's worthwhile to eat a bag of edibles before boarding a flight, my experience might make you think twice. I figured that if I popped a few special chocolates after arriving at the airport, but before going through security, I'd sink comfortably into my seat on the plane, have a great time watching a lighthearted in-flight comedy movie, and painlessly arrive at my destination before I even knew it. I couldn't have been more wrong. Instead, I ended up living my own version of I'm going to Disney World joke, making an incredible fool of myself in front of airport staff, and arm my wife with the story she loves to remind me of. She thinks it's still just as hilarious as it was the day that it happened. My wife and I had wanted to visit Disneyland as adults for years, imagining how much fun many of the classic rides there would be after a couple beers, and otherwise really just taking the time to appreciate it all in a way that we probably never could have when we were kids. Earlier this year, we finally took the chance to go and booked our tickets, excited to get a real vacation and escape to the fantasy world of a Disney park for a few days. As the real genius I am, I figured I could only enhance the otherwise boring, uncomfortable, and fairly long flight by eating a bunch of edibles once we got to the airport. I figured my timing was perfect. They wouldn't start kicking in until after we had gotten through security, and they'd last until we arrived and settled in our hotel in Anaheim. Except even with my decent tolerance at the time, these particular edibles hit me like a truck, coming at me full speed. Even after 20 minutes or so, I was already exploring space while in line at security. It took extra concentration to go through each step at the scanners, and even emptying my pockets into the tray on the X-ray conveyor belt was a real fucking struggle. By the time we settled into our seats by our gate, I knew I needed to find a way to shake it off pretty abruptly. Shake it off. I, pretty abruptly, my wife told me later, stood up and let her know I needed to go for a walk by myself. I figured that would keep me grounded and focused on other things. I was also getting worried about being literally grounded. If the gate agents or any of the flight attendants figured out how absolutely blasted I was, they'd probably deny me boarding. After a few minutes, the walk was starting to help, and it was time I headed back to my gate. My boarding time was coming up, and I was going to have to hope I looked at least somewhat sober when getting on the plane. Looking around the part of the airport I was in, I didn't recognize anything around me. Glancing up to the sign above me, my stomach sank when it read baggage claim and taxi pickup. I had somehow gotten out of the departure area. I must have walked through one of those one-way gates you often go through at your destination without even noticing. I was going to have to go back through security again, and I figured I was screwed. In my head, the TSA agent was going to know how baked I was, and they were going to tell the airline I can't fly. As I was walking back to the security entrance, my sky-high brain was racing, jumping to the conclusion that I was about to ruin the entire trip by getting our flight canceled, and my wife was going to be upset, disappointed, and let down. What if getting denied boarding was the last straw in a secret long list of grievances? What if this event is the catalyst that leads to our marriage falling apart? What if that sends me spiraling into a depression that costs me my job, and I end up living alone in a cardboard box? Such are the thought paths of someone having an exceptionally bad time while absolutely schwacked. I arrived back at the security checkpoint only to seemingly have my fears confirmed. The TSA agent scanning the boarding passes at the beginning of the line takes a look at me and says, "Wait a minute, didn't you already come through here? I swear I saw you like half an hour ago. What are you doing back here?" In my state of panic, I tried my hardest to come up with a casual yet clear explanation to reply with. Something a totally sober guy might say. I managed to muster up my best effort while not even looking at the TSA agent. I thought I couldn't let my eyes give myself away after all. I replied with a sentence of pure literary mastery. I don't know. Except I didn't even enunciate the words. I just shrugged my shoulders and sort of mumbled it in a sing-song kind of way. And all the while, mostly either staring at the floor or gazing off into the distance. She then pauses for a moment, says, okay then, and asks to see my boarding pass again. She takes a quick glance at it and asks, "Off to LA today?" "No, Disneyland," I replied cheerfully. I don't know why I didn't just say yes. I was going to LAX. I guess I was trying to make conversation. Beats me now that I'm looking back on it. Right then, the TSA woman looks at me as if she just made a grand realization, and I figure I'm screwed. She's on to me. But instead of asking me if I've had anything to drink, smoke, or if I was okay to fly, she completely changes her tone of voice. Now in a happy, higher-pitched but slower tone, she says back to me, "Oh, how exciting! Well, if you get lost, that's okay. We can help you get back. Then once you get to Disneyland, you'll get to have so much fun on all the rides." Meanwhile, I'm standing there, obviously thinking to myself, "Yeah, we'll have fun. Thanks, strange, friendly TSA lady." In her now extra well-pronounced basic words, she then asks if I have anyone waiting for me at the gate, like an assistant or something. The assistant question got me confused. Is that some sort of policy-based question I had never heard of before? I tell her a simple no, while probably still glaring at the wall or something. She then asks if I need any extra help at security, and tells me to say hi to Mickey for me. Smiling, but still freaking out and slightly confused inside, I let out a simple thanks and go back through the scanner. I just had to get out of there as quickly as I could. Now walking back towards my wife at the gate, it all hits me like a ton of bricks. The TSA agent thought I was another form of incapacitated entirely. Someone who rode the short bus going to school and is now on a field trip to Disneyland with support workers and aides. Now turning beet red, I sit back down beside my wife, and before she could say anything, I blurt out, the entire security staff back there think I'm legitimately mentally handicapped. She still looks back on that as one of her favorite moments of our marriage so far. And as it happens, the flight itself wasn't even any better on the edibles either. TLDR, I took too many edibles at the airport before a flight and somehow wandered out of the departure area. I had to go back through security again to get back to my gate, now worried that I'd be deemed too intoxicated to fly, only to instead have TSA think I was mentally handicapped and requiring special needs assistance. What a fucking legend, dude. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
The wording on this was amazing, by the way.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Ooh. Oh shit.
I'm never taking edibles at the airport. Ever.
Oh.
Oh.
This is a W because it's a lifelong memory that you and your wife will have forever.
Oh yeah, it's like an hour of panic compared to a lifetime of fucking joy and happiness.
But you ate yourself stupid. Let's go back for a second here. I would like to think in my years prior of partaking that one edible works plenty. Dog, this motherfucker ate a bag before leaving.
Yeah, I need to know what this, like, how many milligrams, like,
yeah,
was this Delta 8? Like, what the fuck? Like, how do you get that fucking zooted?
One of my favorite things to see is when those folks like you'll see them with the cones, like the little ice cream cones, and they're like, "Cheers, yay!" We always thought it was only 10 milligrams, and they look, it's 1,000.
Yeah,
it's like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like I would like to do that and just go sit in a field under the sun, like a spring or fall day, and just like. That
sounds incredible,
but walking through an airport would have me in a fucking panic attack.
Yeah, I kind of get the concept initially of like, all right, let me take some. It'll kick in by the time we get on the plane, and then by the time we get off the plane, I'll be coming down.
Yeah,
right. Like in practice, sounds good, but if it is indeed an actual bag, then that's a very bad idea. Like, just enjoy a little bit of a buzz or something, but
yeah, like give me that warm hug.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Like, you feel a little happy inside, you have like that warm feeling, and you just sit and enjoy the flight.
Yeah,
look outside,
that's I mean, I fully admit that's one of the cool things about, like, the freedom of living here in Kansas City, especially on the Missouri side, is the freedom of being able to like literally just take a quick toke and go rip some discs at the disc golf park, or like, you want to just sit outside and, enjoy the evening weather. Cool. Like, it's that simple, but
yeah,
taking a whole bag like that, there's a level in which I'm like, hey dog, if you want to ride the ride, bro, like send it. But I personally wouldn't choose an airport. You know?
Yeah. Not to hit a whole fucking bag. Like I said, 1 or 2, sure, but God, that's the only fuck brownies. Up there. Yeah. Now put your clothes back on, my boy.
Let's get into these fucking comments here. I'm sure they're gonna be golden.
I need to read hear all of these.
Yes, you know what? You read all that. I'll take the comments for you, buddy.
Okay, thank you, buddy.
I once ate a half edible just before a flight and drank a few at the bar. One lady asked me to switch seats so she could sit with her boyfriend directly behind. I said, "Nah, I'm okay," and didn't say anything else. She was like, "Oh, okay." Hours later, I'm like, "Oh shit, she wanted to sit with this dude." Fuck. Then I asked the guy, "Hey man, you still want to switch?" He's like, "Nah." I'm right. Quality. That's fucking quality. Oh god, yeah. I'm glad I took these for you. These are readers. The next comment down. Holy shit, that was a fun read. Something much less consequential happened to my teenage son a few years ago, but it was still hilarious. He was at a local gas station, wandering around inside for quite a while as he was waiting for a text from his brother with a snack order. He eventually got the text and gathered up the stuff. Incidentally, he wears a lanyard around his neck with car keys, his license, and credit cards because he is the master of ADHD. He also has the gift of sounding like he's completely baked a lot of the time, even though he barely leaves his room. He's one of those coder people who thinks stoner thoughts and is my pride and joy. Anyway, the dude who owns the store has a very thick British accent, and at the counter there was a loud match playing on the TV right behind him. Kid could not understand what the owner was saying and managed to drop his credit card onto the floor while trying to figure it out. After being faced with so many overwhelming stimuli, my kid was relieved when the transaction was finally over and thrilled that the dude gave him a free ice cream. It wasn't until he got home to tell me the story that we figured out why the nice man at the store gave him a free ice cream. Eager special needs kid with a giant ID badge around his neck so he didn't get lost was likely led into the store by a skills worker faced with an arduous task of independently completing a purchase.
Oh, man.
Look, you can't assume... But these assumptions do work out in your favor for them. Like,
yeah,
there are times when assumptions can go really bad. Oh man. Look, this is quality. We spent a lot of time on the story. Yeah. Let's move on.
Yeah, I like that.
And for anybody out there, like, hey, if you honestly, for this story in particular, if you partake in the greener things of life, thanks YouTube, we're trying to be monetized. Drop it in the comments down below and let us know a story like if you have one like this where you were just like fucking butterflies in the sky. All right, number two. Today I fucked up by not realizing my neighbors have a Ring doorbell. Okay, so the lady that lives next for just what? So the lady that lives next, I'm assuming door, just came by to thank me for giving them a giggle. The FedEx guy, I accidentally slandered our mail lady. Wait, what? I accidentally slandered our mail lady. There's a story within the story here. Accidentally delivered a package for them to my house. And of course I was going to go drop it off. It's like 30 steps round trip. Well, I overthink everything. I set it on their porch in front of the gate and that goes across their steps and went to walk away. Then I was like, oh, but I'm not sure if they're actually home right now. So what if they go to leave the house and knock it down the stairs with the gate? That wouldn't be very fun. And I'd feel awful if whatever's in the box is broken. So I picked it up and moved it to the other side of the gate. But then I realized it was getting dark and I didn't want them to open the gate and trip over it. So I picked it back up. I want to avoid bothering them. So coming back later when I see or hear because she's a Borky girl.
Oh.
The dog.
Yeah. I was like, how do you describe your neighbor as Borky? What the fuck is that adjective?
Oh my god, dude. I love that both you and I were both like, she's a Borky girl. The dog let out is absolutely out of the question. At this point, I'm just holding the package and walking up to the porch and stepping back to try and gauge where the street light would hit their porch when it kicks on. And I eventually settle on a good spot and half run home because thank goodness nobody's ever going to see this. Well, after asking what the neighbor meant by that, she explained that it was really funny to see me just basically walking in circles, especially if you speed the footage up a bit. She showed me the footage. I do, in fact, look like an idiot, but it is, in fact, kind of hilarious. At one point, it even kind of looks like I'm waltzing with the box. TLDR, I tried to do something nice by returning a misdelivered package, ends up looking like an idiot, and may or may not end up in a TikTok with the Benny Hill theme song playing while I goofily stumble around trying to figure out where to put a box on a porch. Edit to add a couple things. First of all, I don't have the footage. My neighbor showed it to me on her phone. I didn't tell her not to post it anywhere, but my face also doesn't hide what I'm feeling, so I'm pretty sure she could see that I wasn't comfortable with the whole thing. Second, due to pressure from random people in the comments, I've written her a note to see if she does plan on uploading it anywhere. If she does end up posting it, I'll add the link to this post, but as for right now, I'm keeping my physical self off of Reddit as I do enjoy the fact that nobody here knows what I look like. Just another edit because someone DM'd me that this is definitely going to end up in a Smosh video. Hello, Shane Dad. Please feature Damien in my episode. Hey, you know what? That's fair. Shout out to Smosh.
I'm still stuck on Borky.
Yeah.
Like, because they didn't mention the dog at all.
Yeah, they didn't mention the dog until after that.
Describing word of Borky.
Yeah.
But
tell me, did you think in the very first moment that he was talking about a female woman as Borky?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I
wasn't alone then.
How the fuck do you describe a person as Borky?
It sounds like an aggressive insult. If I'm being
either
honest.
that or somebody took way too many edibles and started barking. To bring it full circle, you know. But
I think we've all been there though, where we're just like, like
that reminds me. Have you seen the TikToks where it's like the somebody had a screen door, but it was like a glass screen door, and FedEx had delivered something long, but it like got propped up underneath the door handle,
yes,
and where they couldn't get out of the fucking house.
Yes.
That FedEx person needs to be like this OP and really consider where they're putting the package.
Very, very brief story. This actually happened probably like 2 weeks ago. I had a package coming to the house from Amazon, and I did not know that my wife had two very large packages coming from UPS. They showed up at the same time. Like both vans in front of my house at the same time. So what I did was I took advantage of the opportunity. Amazon runs up first, drops the package, to me. UPS is right behind him, and I was like, "Wait!" And they were like, they stopped, like, "Huh?" And I was like, "Put the package down." And he sits on the ground. I'm like, "All right, it's time to duel." And they were just like, "Okay, yeah."
They're like, "This."
They laughed. They laughed, but they were definitely like, "All right, I'm back to work." Like,
that was a polite laugh. Yeah.
Yeah, it was definitely like, shut the fuck up. So, good times. Good times.
Yep. This isn't so much a fuck up. This is more just, general overthinking. Just happened to be on camera.
I call it a wholesome fuck up.
Yep, definitely a wholesome fuck up.
Yeah.
Oh, all right, man, let's read
you go ahead and take a couple comments here because,
yeah, I got you. Yeah. First one here is, you're one of the good ones. Thanks for considering that much. Don't feel like an idiot, LOL. I'm the same with behavior like this, and I feel lonely. And
I mean, I think there's a lot of people out there like that. I think it's just gotten to a point where no one wants to be that awkward neighbor.
Yep.
We're just like, here, hey, bye. Like, so.
Let's see. Yeah, next one is perfectly wholesome. OP responded to that one as well. I've been affectionately referred to as the best kind of dumb, so thank you. That's one way to do it.
We take those W's.
I'll read one more. Had a similar experience with my neighbor's tiny dog. It escaped. I pick it up, and they don't appear home. The fence won't close. There's no collar to tie it up. So for 5 minutes, I'm circling with this silly tiny dog in my hand when the neighbor in question opens the door. Whoops.
I feel OP's comment. I would have died.
There's one time I was cleaning out, I think the garage or mowing, one of the two, but I was outside, and our neighbor back in Texas, they had a Chihuahua, and there was a gap in the fence that nobody else's dog could fit through, but their dog could. And so it regularly was in my backyard, and my backyard, like our fence has a couple other gaps that a Chihuahua can fit through, but not our dog. And it usually wasn't a big deal. It would, like, we'd see it on the camera in the backyard. Our dog would go and play with it a little bit, and it would go back through the gap. But then I was out front, and it was out there, and I was like, oh, damn, you shouldn't be out here, bud. And so I, like, finally got it. It always barked at me, but I finally got it to like me in that scenario. And I got it to follow me over, and I rang the doorbell and knocked, but they never answered. So I was just like, well, okay, so I put it back in my backyard, hoping that it would just crawl back through the fence, and I think it did. I mean, it was fine after that. So, like, I saw it plenty of times after, but I never saw what happened in that specific scenario. But,
that's fair.
Yep. Oh, this is good.
This is very good.
Yep. All right.
Wholesome.
Last one.
We love it.
Yep.
This one, however.
It might be wholesome. We don't know. I doubt it. Anyway, number one for the week with 11,000 upvotes, and it was posted yesterday. Today I fucked up passing gas on the dance floor. I'm a mid-30s female. Last night I went out for a Halloween dance party. I worked really hard on my costume, and I was the perfect combination of warm and slutty, and I was excited to strut my stuff. The way that this bar is set up is that there is a main level upstairs, and then you can walk downstairs to go to the dance area. It's a pretty small place, so it gets crowded. I had taken some mushrooms earlier in the evening. There's a theme apparently today. And I was feeling good. And I was feeling good. At some point in the night, I had to cut the cheese. I thought it would be a small one. I thought I could just crop dust it, but it was the most silent, deadly, toxic, foul mushroom stink bomb of my life. The smell from my ass destroyed the dance floor. People cleared out. It was so bad, people thought that someone had an accident on the floor. Like, they turned up the lights a little bit to see and make sure that there wasn't a health hazard. Even the DJ made a comment. I went upstairs because I couldn't stand the smell of my own ass. I was up there for about 30 minutes. And when I came back down, I could still smell my ass. It's all anybody could talk about. They thought someone had an accident. I had to play dumb, and I was so embarrassed. TLDR, my mushroom gas smelled so bad that it cleared out a Halloween party, and the DJ even made a comment about how bad it smells. Definitely not wholesome, but pretty fucking funny. Joe's about to be like, I did the same thing without the mushrooms. Oh. Talk. It was a mushroom cloud of a fart. Goddamn.
I was about to say, you're literally a tactical nuke.
Or a war crime, one of the two.
Oh my god. Like, look, I'm gonna say something completely heinous at this point, and this episode's fair for it. You know, she said, they were going out for the night. Imagine, just for a moment, she finds her a scrumptious little partner for the night, right? They're having fun, dancing, drinking, getting wild. things connect. We go back to the house, getting a little nookie in, right? Partner goes down, gets in that honeycomb hideout, and suddenly, and you just feel
the skin melting.
you just see them go.
They're just still for a second, and then they twitch. You reach down, check their pulse.
That's how the game The Last of Us started. Oh my god, dude!
While you're dying, I'll read the first comment for you. You want me to wait?
Ooh, I got this. I gotta fix my mic. Oh shit. It was a good episode. First comment. This reminds me of the time I Dutch oven my whole We had this thing called a Star Lab that was basically an inflatable mini planetarium. A whole class could fit inside and watch the outer space projections on the ceiling. Cool, right? Except it was very dark. You had to crawl through a tunnel to get in and out, and I suddenly felt super claustrophobic. I tried to sneak out a nervous fart, but I ripped it instead. It echoed, and it stank. Kids yelled, gagged, and fell over each other trying to get out of the Starland. I just turned into a real gas giant. It was dark enough that no one could confirm that I was the source. That was the only saving grace. I'm not sure how much anyone learned about space that day. The take home was the starlet smelled like Uranus.
Oh my god.
Oh shit. This was a good week. This was a really good week.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh shit.
That's like worst case scenario. That's because like when they first started, saying it, I was picturing, you remember the big parachute that you'd like the whole class would put up and then you'd run under it. I was picturing that, but that's an easy escape. Like that, that one, if somebody rips ass, you can get out easily. If this one, it's dark and there's only one way in and out. That's a war crime there. I'll read the next one.
Go ahead, dude. My stomach hurts. We're
dying. Yep. Years ago, I was in a big record store with no one else there but the staff. I let a silent but deadly go while I was browsing. It was so bad that I had to move over a couple of aisles. A minute later, 2 teenage girls came in the store and walked right into my cloud and immediately started gagging and coughing. It was hard not to laugh. We need to end it there before our guts literally spill out.
I'll say this. I admit, so a friend of mine, she and I had a deal that we would go get our butts tattooed together. She, in fact, got hers tattooed. I backed out. And I will admit the reason why I backed out was solely because of this, that I was terrified I would straight up blast the tattooer. Like just one wrong move and I'm just, oh God, I'm so sorry.
He starts doing another line and then you like flinch and accidentally just let it out. And then he just...
man. Just... You okay?
He's got like a random scribble line going down your thigh. That would be the best tattoo ever.
Oh man, this was a good week. Let us know what y'all think in the comments. This is
Yeah, what was your favorite story? Because God, all of them were so fucking good. It's got to be the airport for me. But
Yep. No, the airport was solid, but that passing gas on the dance floor, I can't help but just like now for some reason I'm thinking of the movie Ted. It's like, is that a shit? Woo, okay.
Is that a shit on the floor?
All right, y'all. We're getting out of here. I hope you enjoy your week. We'll see y'all on Saturday. Remember, subscribe to the channel, like the video, drop a comment, keep laughing. I gotta stop. I'm gonna hurt.
Yep.
Bye.